I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Network. Well, we're going to talk about Joe Rogan. He has come out and made some more comments about Joe Biden. He's made some comments about the mainstream media and how hilarious their lack of coverage is when it comes to things like Joe Biden and his lack of mental acuity these days, his many slip-ups, and of course, I mean, let's be honest, Hunter's laptop, China's money. I mean, and I do have one clip from Rogan on this, and it's really freaking funny if you want to know the truth. But we'll get to that. Let's get to his comments on Hunter and China's money, and then we'll get to Joe's comments on J6 and Trump and how the media has got a one-track mind because all they care about is Donald Trump. It's nuts. They'll still be worried about that. I mean, now that we found out that it was a transgender that shot up in Nashville, you know, that'll go the way of the dodo bird as quickly as humanly possible. They won't want that to catch any fire. I got New York Post and I got Twitter. Podcaster Joe Rogan spoke with mixed martial artist Jorge Masvidal on Wednesday about Biden's family scandals being ignored by the same political establishment that is targeting former President Donald Trump. Masvidal praised Trump amid his legal battles, saying the institutions targeting him are proof that he defies the establishment. Quote, that's how you know he's doing something right. The one dude that's fighting for us, that's actually for the people, they want to crucify him. Quote, they just don't want him to be president again, Rogan said, noting later that Biden is old and so old and so compromised. The host talked about Biden's political past as well, suggesting, quote, was never an impressive guy, and claiming he lied about a lot of his record and his education background. He lied about a bunch of things. He slammed Biden as a goofy old politician who has been in that lying business forever. Masvidal responded by recounting the, quote, China money that he's been getting for years, hooking up with his son, the computer, denying the computer when it's like, bro, you can see it. Rogan responded to his each charge by exclaiming, it's crazy. Masvidal added, before the FBI declared that this was real, I was already watching videos of him. Bro, how are you going to say this is not real? It's all over the effing internet. They suppressed it before the election. Rogan recalled how the Hunter Biden revelations were very restricted. They suppressed it off of Twitter. And the fact that liberals keep saying that there's nothing to that, like, what are you talking about? If that was Trump and Donald Trump Jr. was doing street crack with hookers in Vietnam and getting foot jobs, they'd be losing their S. Absolutely. Masvidal interjected, and getting $10 million from these places where he's not equipped to have those type of jobs, while Rogan agreed and mentioned Burisma in the background. Rogan said, yes, he was getting money from China and the Ukraine. I mean, it's wild. And this is also, and this one's a little bit newer than even that, and he's talking about Biden. And more so, of course, Biden got up there talking about ice cream right after the repugnant shooting by that mental case in Nashville, that sicko in Nashville. I did a video on Rumble yesterday, just on Rumble, where I pretty much lost my shit over the fact that the mainstream media was scrambling over misgendering the shooter. Let's listen to Rogan on this right here on Biden and Trump.
The protests in Israel, enormous protests in Israel, millions of people on the streets, and you're not hearing a fucking peep about it. You know, all it is like, January 6th. January 6th, did you see what they did? January 6th, Trump is coming back, but January 6th looms large. How about the fact that the guy who's the president right now can't form a fucking sentence? He makes up words and stumbles through things, and no one says a goddamn thing about it.
I mean, he's right. I mean, Rogan's right. He's absolutely correct. Nobody has got a peep about that. It's nuts. Can you imagine, and this is something we don't talk about a lot, right? Can you imagine if Trump had the same mental gaffes and speaking slip-ups, never mind actual slip-ups, while you're going in and out of Air Force One physically, or falling over on a bike, or any of this kind of thing? Can you imagine if that was Donald Trump doing that? I mean, it would be nonstop. You would have Joe Scarborough and Rachel Maddow, and they would be waving the aircraft, the little flashing, the little guy standing out there waving in the media airplane and crashing it. Yeah, they would be having a fit, going wild. If it was Trump, they would be losing their mind. I mean, nothing about Biden. It's like Biden gets one big continuous pass all the time. And that's kind of crazy because, you know, even Democrats don't want him to run again. And it's like the media is not, they don't want that to really get all that public now, do they? I think this is hilarious, listening to Joe Rogan, considering his reach and everything. You know, that's one thing we haven't talked about is, as big as Rogan's reach is coming into this next 2024 election, and the shift in Twitter, that's interesting. That's going to make for a more interesting 2024 election, I think, as in how and to what extent is there going to be a shift now that, I mean, Rogan came out, when was it, about 10 days ago, and publicly just said, you know, he's not voting for Biden. He will vote for Trump. So there's that, you know, and that's been a shift. You know, Rogan was once, considered himself a classic liberal. So there's been that shift. You've got Elon Musk that now owns Twitter, and they're not just suppressing everything that comes along now. So there's that. There has been major shifts. Although I did see something, Elon has put together some board of some kind. I don't know. I've got to research that. All I know is I saw in passing the word LeBron, the words LeBron James, and was like, wait, what? Why would that happen? So I got to check that out and see what that's all about. I don't know. But yeah, we know it's all been suppressed. China, Hunter, laptop, Joe getting up there acting a damn idiot. I mean, you're calling out guns. They can't do anything. 12 seconds after a shooting, they're already touting, let's pull the guns away. How about you give some people some mental health? How about we quit acting like it's okay to pretend to be somebody you're not? That in itself, you know, we don't take a step back, and I know this is not what this video is about, but it is about the failures of the left. Nonetheless, we don't take a step back and go, these people think they are literally a different gender than everybody else. That in itself doesn't raise any mental issue flags for anybody exactly, because 20 years ago, we would have considered that crazier than a shithouse rat. And or batshit crazy. You pick your poison. I don't care. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.